US President Donald Trump tried to ease voters' fears about the cost of living despite higher energy prices stemming from his war in Iran. Instead, at a rally to build support for his economic record ahead of the November midterm elections, Trump called inflation fake. The president said his consultants had warned that oil prices could spike as high as $300 a barrel and spark a depression if the US were to attack Iran. But Trump said back then he had expressed optimism that the US would be good. And now he is trying to lure voters by downplaying concerns about higher prices stemming from the energy crunch. He said inflation is fake. Trump said the war in Iran is going along swimmingly and should end soon. But Iran has once again shut the Strait of Hormuz and the Israel-Lebanon ceasefire is broken. That undermines expectations of an imminent peace deal touted by Donald Trump. The president's optimism has been reflected by investors, with both the S&P 500 and Nasdaq setting record highs for the third day in a row on Friday. But oil prices remain much higher as crude shipments through the Hormuz Strait have come to a standstill, sending gasoline prices soaring. The global crude benchmark, Brent, sits at about $98 a barrel, compared to roughly $70 before the start of the war. Trump's pivot is to remind voters of the administration's economic accomplishments, as affordability issues weigh heavily on American households. Gas prices have skyrocketed across the US as a result of the Iran war. The average price of regular gasoline recently surpassed the $4.25 per gallon mark from under $3 before the war. That surge represents the highest prices since the year 2022, causing a pullback in consumer discretionary spending. Polls show a majority of Americans disapprove of Trump's handling of the war and blame him for rising gasoline prices. As a result, Trump's economic pitch could be a tough sell for voters already struggling with the cost of gas, healthcare, and other goods.
Back up. Back up. Back up. I tell you to back up.
In the name of humanity, we refuse to accept the fascist America.
Justice!